Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today we are going to be talking about the Afterthought Heel and how easy it is for beginners. So this is a let's talk video. I know it's a little early, but this isn't something that I could wait until Friday to get out to you guys. So you are getting a let's talk video on Tuesday. If you see the camera shaking, I'm so sorry. I have like the weirdest setup going on, and like every time I move the camera shakes. I'm so sorry. So I'm trying to like minimize my movements, but it's not working. Okay, let's see if that helps. So this is an afterthought heel. I know it looks kind of like a toe, but it's an afterthought heel. And an afterthought heel is exactly like it sounds. It is a heel you put in after you knit the toe, the foot, and the leg and the cuff of your sock. So if you are going from toe down like I did, or I think people call it toe up, if you are knitting toe up, you are going to do your toe increases, knit the knit the foot, then the leg, and then do your cuff. If you are doing cuff down, you're going to knit your cuff, knit the leg however long you want it. This is a short sock, so I only did a couple rows. Then you're going to knit the foot, and then you're going to be doing toe decreases and a Kitchener stitch at the ending of your toe. After you do that, you are going to find where your heel is, and then you're going to insert your afterthought heel. I have recorded a video on how I found my heel because there is a YouTuber, excuse me, by the name of Kirby Werby, who has a fantastic video on how to put in an afterthought heel, and she shows you how to do all the maths. But for me, I never measured anything. I just knitted until it fit fine for me. So the way that I did it works a little bit easier for me, and I will be inserting this video at the end of this Let's Talk. Okay, so let's talk about how the afterthought heel is constructed. Sorry, excuse me. So once you find, you are going to have to know how to pick up stitches, and you're going to have to cut your work. Yes. So once you find where your heel is, you are going to pick up stitches like, since I have my heel in, it's a little bit easier to explain. So let's this is the top side, this is the bottom side, so just remember that. You're going to be picking up stitches along here, the top side. Then you will have one row of stockinette in between. Then you are going to pick up stitches on the bottom side, so after that, run row of stockinette. And once you have those stitches picked up, you are going to pick a stitch in the middle of that row of stockinette, cut it, and use a darning needle. Well, I use a darning needle to unravel, where you will have two long tails on either side so that you can weave in the ends and it won't unravel your work. So I say that to say I accidentally cut my work a little bit too close, and I didn't have enough tail so that some of the stitches on the side wouldn't unravel. So, and then I had to do some more sock surgery and figure out that. So I just want it to be clear that that's how you're gonna do it. And if you watch any tutorials on afterthought heels, they'll pretty much be doing the same thing. Excuse me. So that's how the afterthought heel is constructed. And then for me, what you do is, when you pick up your stitches, you're supposed to be picking up the same amount of stitches that your toe is. So my toe is 34 stitches. I was supposed to pick up 34 stitches. But when I talk about everything I did wrong, I will tell you what happened with that. You pick up 34 stitches, then you knit one round of just knitting, Then on your second round, you do your decreases. Not Kirby, I watched another video. No, Kirby Werby 2. She knit one, then slip, knit, knit along the row, then she slip, knit, and then knit one at the end of the row, if that makes any type of sense. I, for some reason, could not do the slip, knit. So what I did was I knit one, knit two together, knit across, knit one, knit two together, knit across the row, knit two together, knit one at the end. And that worked out perfectly fine for me. I don't think there's an exact science on how to do it, but as long as you get the triangle effect, then it's fine. So after you do your decrease row, you're gonna do a row of straight knitting, decrease, straight knitting, decrease. And for me, I have a sock knitting group on Facebook. This one lady recommended that I keep 8 stitches on each needle and then do Kitchener. That's what I did, and I like that effect, so I think that's what I'm going to be doing from now on. But another lady said you're supposed to decrease to the amount of toe stitches you had, so the amount of stitches you cast on. And I originally cast on, oh yeah, it was 16, so either way it worked out perfectly fine for me. I originally cast on 16 stitches, but say you cast on 12, you would want to decrease to 12 stitches. So that's pretty much it for the construction of the Afterthought heel. So I'm going to talk about things that I didn't like. I don't like Kitchenering. That was the only issue I had with this whole sock. Everything besides when I had those mishaps with dropping, like even that was easier to deal with than the Kitchener. I don't like that, and I'm gonna have to really take some time and figure it out because it was really confusing. Some things that I did incorrectly was I didn't pick up 34 stitches. I picked up 32 because I said in my last video that I had decreased my stitches towards the top because it was too big, from 34 to 32. So I was like, oh, well, I'll just pick up 32 stitches because that's what I decreased to. But what I didn't understand was that I decreased at the top. So when I inserted my heel, I inserted into the part where I still had 34 stitches. So that was an issue I had. So then I tried it on after I cut my yarn and I did my first row of decreases, and it was really tight. And I was like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? So I watched another video, and the lady said what she does for a heel that fits nicely is when she initially picks up her stitches and casts and starts knitting for the heel, she'll do 4 rounds of straight knitting before she decreases. And I was like, well, damn, I already decreased like twice already. So what I did was I was like, screw it, you know, this is going to be too tight. So I did 3 rows of just straight knitting, and then I decreased further, and that fixed my issue. So I know on my next sock to pick up the 34 stitches, yes, and then do 3 rows of straight knitting, and then I can go from there doing my decreases just so everything, like the socks don't look the same at all because like the mishap I had with the needles, like you see how they look completely different. So yeah, but it's okay because this is my guinea pig sock, and then the other sock is the one where I do everything right. So yeah, that was the the issue I had with the heel. The other thing is, when I stated before, was when I made the tail too short, so then I had to do some sock surgery and fix that. And now, like, because I had to pull that string so tight so that it wouldn't like unravel the rest of the stitches on this side, it shrinks in right here. It does that a little bit on this side, but it's not as bad. But it like swooshes in right here. It doesn't bother me because I can still fit the sock on perfectly. I just know next time, like, pay attention to the video. Don't just do your own thing, you know, things like that. What else? You guys know I don't like the kisser stitch. Other than that, I 110% recommend this to a beginner knitter. It is not hard at all. the most intimidating thing is actually getting started, is actually picking up your stitches and then knitting. um Once you do that, like, it's not hard. I think the most scary part, what intimidates people, is the cutting. But once you, like, you do that and you start unraveling, you're going to be working in magic loop, or if you do DPNs, you're going to be working with your DPNs. And it's just like when you were knitting the sock, it's the same thing. Oh, another thing I did wrong was, like, I couldn't really see because, of course, like, I chose the spot where the darkest yarn was. So, like, I would accidentally, like, they recommend you pick up the right leg. I accidentally was picking up any leg. So I had to, like, go back and untwist the stitches. But that didn't really bother me because it was like, every time I would knit, I would just fix it, and that was that. So other than that, like, it's so darn easy. It really is. Like, I thought the Fleegle heel was easy. The Afterthought heel is easy too. Like, I'm not even just saying that. I am being 110% honest with you. The Afterthought heel is super, super duper easy. And for people like me who are really heavy on their heels, it works because all you have, everything is already laid out for you. So say you run a hole in your heel, you would pick up the stitches right here before your heel, so that row right there, then flip it to the other side, and the row before your heel, you would pick up stitches there, unravel this, and then re-knit. Easy, easy peasy. So I 110% recommend this method to people who are beginner sock knitters, because I promise you, it's so easy. Like, I can't stress that enough. I was so intimidated for nothing. Nothing, nothing, nothing. And you guys are too. So don't let this stop you. Like, it's, once you start doing it, it's easy. So, um I I really love the Afterthought heel. I love the way it fits on my foot. I love the way it feels, and I recommend it. So, that's going to be it for this video. Like I said, stay tuned to the end because I am going to be showing you guys how to find your heel the way I learned how to do it, and the way that I think is the easiest. But before we go, let me show you the construction of my sock. Starting from the toe. So the toe is a Turkish cast on. I cast it on 16 stitches, and I increased using the make one right and make one left for the increase up to 34. So then the foot of the sock is knit in 34 stitches. And then you go to the leg, where I was doing 34, but I tried it on and it was really big. So, like, around, I want to say here, around, like, actually, like, here, literally before I did the cuff, I decreased 2 stitches, so it's 32 at the top. And then the cuff is a 2x2 rib with the Jenny surprisingly stretchy bind off. And then for my heel, I have an Afterthought heel. The blue stripe color is the Patents Croix Singing the Blues, I believe. Singing the Blues stripes. And the brown color is a Bernat sock. I do not know the exact name of the color. If I find out, I'll put it in the description box below. That is the construction of my sock. That's exactly what it looks like. The second one is supposed to be the mirror opposite, but they are definitely different because these are a size 2.25 US size 1 needles, whereas this was knit on a 2.5 millimeter, oh well, I don't know the American size, but a 2.5. So this one is slightly bigger than this one. And then I tried to match them as best as I could. Like, I wanted them to be the exact opposites, but I screwed up with this one because I wasn't paying attention and I knit too much of this one color. But it's fine. They're my first ever socks. Definitely on the second socks that I casted on, I'm going to be doing better. So I hope to have this finished by our podcast on Friday so that I can show you guys. I don't have sock blockers. I need to get some. Another thing I wanted to talk about with the surprisingly stretchy bind off is that a lot of people, like, when you do it, you get this little jagged edge right here from the bind off. That doesn't bother me. It really doesn't. If you know a way to fix it, definitely let me know. But as of right now, it doesn't bother me. I highly recommend the stretchy bind off. It works perfectly for me. And I like that when I take the sock on and off, it goes back into shape because I was just wearing it earlier. So yeah, stay tuned to the end of the video to see how to find the heel, and I'll definitely see you guys in our next video. Okay, this is how I learned how to find my heel online. You're going to make sure your sock is really tight. You're going to then locate your ankle bone, mine is here, and then you're going to follow it all the way down to the sole of your foot. Sorry, it's really bad demonstration. So locate your ankle bone and follow it like this all the way down. So ignore my nail, but wherever my finger lands, so like my finger landed about here, I'm going to place my stitch marker, and that will be the first row that I pick up. Then I will skip a row of stockinette and then pick up the row under that. And that's how you will get your heel measurements. And it also said to make sure that you are right, you're going to take a measuring. So once you insert your stitch marker, you're going to take some measuring tape and you're going to put the 1 inch here, and then it should be 2 inches to 2.25 inches from the back of your heel, which mine is right here. And that measurement was true to word. Mine was literally exactly 2.5 inches. So that's another way that you can find your heel. I will link Kirby Werby's video down below so that you guys could definitely see that. But this is what my sock is looking like. Just remember, like, it was a shorty sock because this is my ankle bone. Before I put the heel in, the cuff was barely above it, but it definitely made it longer. I don't mind that because I still like it. I think it's really cute. I think it's really cute. And it looks really cute. I'm just so excited to have my first sock. But anyway, guys, I'm going to stop wasting your time, and I'll see you in our next video.